All right, good morning. Look at that. I cut off Lady Boss Alliance. Welcome to our Mindset Monday. I'm really excited, maybe even a little nervous because I have Wes Putnam here. I have to tell you about Wes. And you guys know how I introduce people. I don't go into their bios. I sent that information out. He's got 19 years experience as a transformation coach, and it's so much more than that because I'm introducing you to someone that like single-handedly transformed my life. And I mean that in so many countless ways, not just the stand that he was for my transformation, for me becoming the best version of myself, but the impact on my family. Most of you know that my mother passed away in October of 2025, and that marked the beginning of me living life without my entire immediate family. But what you don't know is that my immediate family passed away completely transformed. My sister specifically stands out. She was an alcoholic. She drank for many years, just full-blown alcoholic by the time she was 20. And for years, I was standing for her, being involved in personal development work. And she was like, oh no, get away from me with all of that. And Wes was someone that coached me, mentored me on just loving my sister, not trying to fix her, not trying to judge her. And that was the beginning of me really getting the distinction between who is my higher self and my ego. And we talk about that a lot. It was like, what am I trying to win? If I really love my sister, why don't I just be with my sister? And when I stopped trying to fix her and invited her out for a visit, I remember it was her last day. And I looked at her, she was going to go back to Michigan, and I invited her to participate in the Landmark Forum. Wes Putnam at the time was the center manager there. And she did. And it was, she stayed and she did. And it was just amazing. And my sister, even though she passed away 2 years after that, I found her journals, and my sister passed away with what we call complete. And honestly, I don't see how that would have happened without knowing this gentleman, this wonderful human being. And when I'm with him, I feel alive. I feel ready. I feel like whatever is going to come my way, I can handle it. So without further ado, I give you my good friend, my transformational coach, my mentor, and someone that stands for humanity like I've never known before, Wes Putnam. Take it away.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. I love you so
I
much.
love
That's
you.
such a great introduction. But I love you regardless of the great introduction.
Yes.
Yeah, that brought back some memories. All
Yeah.
right. So, like Carrie said, my name is Wes Putnam. For those I don't know, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. I have been in the personal and professional training and development industry for 19 years. 17 of those years, I was on staff with Landmark Worldwide and managed our operations in the Phoenix area. And for the last 2.5 years, I've expanded my work really to include the mind, the body, and the soul. So I'm a certified fitness trainer, nutrition and physique coach. I really develop people to transform their relationship to their health and their fitness over time. I develop and lead in-person programs designed to empower people at the level of soul. That's kind of like my new love. It's a new whole exploration for me. And we spend most of our life trained to override our own connection to ourselves, to our intention, and to our soul. And we bypass that with all our thinking and our analytical mind, and the world really rewards that. So I offer in person courses that explore what happens if you tune into your internal guidance system and live a life that's a match for the calling of your soul. And then finally, I write and develop a program called Be Your Best, which is a seminar that meets twice a month on Zoom. It's designed to free people up from the automatic patterns and constraints that really come with being human, so they're able to create who they are and the life they want. And this morning, we're going to do some work from a particular module of Be Your Best from that seminar. And we're going to have a conversation about joy. Okay. And we're going to do 3 exercises that support cultivating joy in your life. And my intention is that you get something you can practically apply this morning and throughout the week and beyond, really, to cultivate more joy in your life. Okay? So this will be an interactive session as well. Like I said, there'll be exercises, we'll talk, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So we're going to dive right in. And I want to start with a few questions, which is when you think about your life, how many of you naturally think, I want joy in my life? And I specifically mean joy as opposed to happiness, achievement, productivity, or success, right? I want joy in my life. Okay, raise your hand if that's the case. Hey, Don, good to see your face. Okay, good. Excellent. Now, another question. How many of you spend meaningful amounts of time actively developing your capacity for joy? Now, once again, take a look, right? Not happiness, not achievement, not productivity or success, but you spend meaningful amounts of time actively developing your capacity for joy. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's a lot of people in this group. Okay, usually it's very few people that are actually actively cultivating joy. And yet, if I ask people, would you like to live with more joy? Almost everybody would say yes. See, there's this strange thing that human beings do where we deeply want to live a joyous life, but we rarely organize our lives around it. See, for the sake of time, I'm going to assert that it's because there are a lot of myths about joy. And by myths, I mean ways of thinking about joy that make it seem distant, impractical, fleeting, unrealistic, or even irresponsible. So if you look at your own life and your own relationship to joy and having joy in your life, what do you think are some of the myths human beings have inherited about joy? Who can see? What do you think are some myths about joy?
That it's experiential. If you experience joy because of your environment.
Very good. Yeah, it's circumstantial. Because things are going on, you experience joy. Thank you, Don. That's great. Who else can see? What are some myths about joy?
I would have to say probably that it's interchangeable. People think happiness and joy are the same,
Good.
and they're not the same.
Yeah, very good, Kathleen. That's great. Good. Yep.
I
What
would
else?
that you can only get it at church.
Oh, very good. Okay, that's a great, yes, I get it. That's a great myth. That's where you can only get it is when you're at church. Very good. Good.
That it doesn't last. It's like moments.
Totally. The joy is fleeting. It's there when it is, and then that's gone. And we have these peak moments of joy in our life, mostly, like Don said, circumstantially. Yeah. Good. Anything else? Anybody ever experienced that it's irresponsible to be joyous? Like you got to work. You got to work now and be joyous later. Anybody have something like that going on? No, some people. Okay, good. Yeah. Let's see here. That it's not practical. It's just not practical to live a joyful life. It's a kind of similar vein. There's just too much to do. We got life to happen. Once you retire, then you can be joyful, right? Or even that it's immature. Joy is for kids. Joy is for little kids. They're not for adults. Adults have to be serious. Okay? Or maybe it's for lucky people. Some people are just lucky. They get joyful. They have great circumstances that make them joyful. Okay? And it just randomly happens. All right? All of those we're going to say are myths about joy. Okay, they're all assumptions that we live inside of that make sense why people don't actually cultivate joy or create conditions where they can cultivate joy. Because if it's fleeting, if it's circumstantial, if it's something for other people, why would I spend any time cultivating joy in my life? That doesn't really make sense. It just happens when it happens, right? So this morning I want to explore something different. Okay, not joy as something that we chase or something that we wait for or something that's fleeting, but joy is something that naturally becomes more available when certain conditions are present, certain conditions that we can cultivate over time in our lives. So I have a specific definition of joy that we're going to work with this morning. Okay, most definitions of joy actually are like what we just talked about. They talk about peak experiences, something outside of you, circumstances lining up, or maybe just a feeling, a fleeting feeling. So here's the definition I work with. Is that showing it? There we go. Okay, so joy is the raw, unfiltered expression of our infinite creative ability arising when we fully embrace reality. Okay, so joy is the raw, unfiltered expression of our infinite creative ability arising when we fully embrace reality. Now, instead of talking about that intellectually, we're going to play with this directly. Okay, we're going to do some exercises. Like I said, we're going to do 3 different exercises to give you access to cultivating joy in your life. Okay, we're going to be moving, we're going to be writing, we're going to be sharing, we're going to be participating. All right, so let's start with, let me share this again. We're going to start with, and hopefully you're all in a position we can do this. We're going to start with raw, unfiltered expression. Okay, most adults spend enormous amounts of time monitoring and filtering ourselves. Okay, trying to look right, trying to sound right, trying to be appropriate, trying not to look stupid, right? All of the things that we do to make it in life, okay? And we filter our expression. Now, but joy is our raw, unfiltered expression. So we're going to interrupt that right now, okay? In a moment, I'm going to play a song, and your assignment is simple. You're going to dance for 2 minutes like no one is watching, okay? And you're going to smile. You're going to smile really big, really authentically, like, oh my gosh, you're going to smile like it's the best day in your life, like a big, stupid smile, okay? You can stay on camera, you can go off camera, I don't really care. You can move away from your screen, you can close your eyes, I don't care. But for the next few minutes, you're going to dance and you're going to smile. Okay, you want to think, when I was younger, I used to blast music when nobody was home and dance like an absolute maniac running around the house. That's the energy here, okay? That's the vibe you're going for, okay? All right, and if you think you're ridiculous or you look ridiculous doing it, you're probably right, and that's okay, okay? So any questions about what we're going to do here? Okay. You might have to adjust your surroundings a little bit. What do I want to do here? I want to share. Da, 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 da. That's not the music, not me singing. I'm gonna give you real music. Maybe I'm going to. We'll see. This one, that one. Okay, I'm setting the timer now. You may want to turn up your sound a little bit. Here we go. You hear it? Smile big. You gotta smile big. Big old goofy smile. Hey, one more minute, big smile. It's like nobody's watching. Okay. Come on back. First few times I did that for 3 minutes, I was like, oh, I have to talk after that. I can't do that. All right. So, whew, How was that? What did you notice about raw, unfiltered expression? Or maybe what did you notice about filtering yourself and your own self-expression? Whew, somebody else talk while I catch my breath.
It was fun.
Yeah, good. Excellent. What else?
I noticed I truly don't care that I don't have dance moves.
That's awesome. Yes, very good. When we're being raw and unfiltered, yes, we totally, it's don't, who cares? I have the same thing. I was like, what am I doing? Who cares?
There's a
Yeah,
different emotional feel to laying on the couch, scrolling on your phone, and dancing around your room with some great music.
oh, for sure. No kidding. No
I
kidding.
noticed like everything just disappeared, like
Hmm.
concerns about people watching the live stream and oh, the delay is long, all of that just vanished.
Yeah.
Uh, and then it's something about that song, like um the lyrics. I love when he says, "Can't nothing bring me down, my love is too high." And I
Love is
noticed
too
it was
high.
like all of a sudden it was like, I'm not 60 something, let's jump.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. I love it. Good. Now, how many of you felt more joyful doing that? Yeah.
I
Great.
thought this should come in every morning after meditation.
Yeah, totally. Right? Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
as the engine
Which
of the day.
yes, which to your point, anybody can put on music for 2 minutes and dance like nobody's watching with a big old goofy smile on your face and automatically alter your mood. Okay? Now notice you didn't make joy happen. You weren't trying to be joyful. You just created one of the conditions for joy, which is raw, unfiltered expression. And then something naturally arose on its own. Okay, so now I think I've caught my breath enough. Very good. Now let's talk about,
Oh, I was going to share one thing, Wes.
yeah,
Um,
please.
like sometimes if I'm working and I get like stuck or frustrated or like don't want to do anymore, I'll do exactly that. Like I'll put on a song and just get up and dance for a couple of minutes, and it's amazing the little reset, like
Totally.
invigorates you and like get back to a project or whatever you're doing. It's so thank you for reminding us
Yes,
that a
totally.
2 minute dance break like changes the world.
It does. It really does. It's such a great reset. Yeah, very good. Good, good, good. All right, thank you, Angie. Okay, so next, let's address our infinite creative ability. Okay? Now, what I mean by that is the built-in human ability to create possibilities, ideas, responses, solutions, meaning, direction. Okay? Most of us think we're stuck when we're stuck because there aren't possibilities, there aren't ideas. We're like tapped out, okay? Usually we're stuck because we've narrowed ourselves down to one or two acceptable pathways. Now, we call it scarcity. I'm going to call it scarcity. Scarcity shrinks life. It says, this is all there is. These are my only options. This can't change. So this next exercise is designed to interrupt that. This is one where you'll need something to write with or to type with. Okay. Does everybody have something to write with or type with? Okay, good. Excellent. So this now this exercise, I want to be clear, it's not about finding any right answers. Okay. It's about experience how much possibility, how many of our ideas already exist when you stop trying to be realistic for 5 minutes. Okay. And we tap into our infinite creative ability. So I want you to think of one specific area, a particular challenge in your life where maybe you feel stuck. Could be work, relationships, money, health, anything. Take a moment to think of something and then give me a thumbs up when you've got something. Okay, good. I got you, Angie, Cindy. I think I saw you, Carrie. Yeah, good. Okay, good, good. Kathleen, you got something? Brianna, you got something? Yeah, not yet, Brianna. She ain't stuck nowhere. Good.
No, I'm really not feeling stuck right now. Is that
Good.
horrible?
Not at all. And stuck may not be the right word. It could be something that's going great that you want to explore more, have something elevate from there.
Yeah, like mine, I don't feel stuck in my life, but there's definitely some areas that I want to focus on that I don't have a clue about.
Good.
It's just
Perfect.
kind of, yeah, there, but it's
Yeah.
not like anything's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So now and Brianna, you could just think of an area of your life really would work too. You don't even have to be stuck. Okay. I'm going to give you 10 prompts. I'm going to give you one prompt every 30 seconds. Okay. And your job is simple. You're going to just keep writing or typing. And I challenge you to come up with at least one idea for each prompt, but I triple challenge you to come up with 3 ideas for each prompt. That's an idea every 10 seconds. Okay. Anybody does that, maybe I'll buy you an ice cream or something. Okay, now the job is don't judge your answers. You're not looking for a right answer. Don't try to sound smart. I'm not even going to ask you to read them or anything. Don't try to solve it perfectly. Okay, some of your answers will be ridiculous. That's totally fine. Okay, in fact, great. All right, sometimes you come up with ridiculous stuff that later you're like, you know what? Maybe I could do that, or at least do a part of it, or whatever. Okay. All right, any questions about what we're doing? Okay, I'm going to start the timer here. The first prompt is if this in this area, if success were guaranteed, what's the wildest thing you'd try? If success were guaranteed, what's the wildest thing you'd try? Okay, now if you were giving advice to a friend about this challenge, what would you tell them to do? If you're giving advice to a friend, what would you tell them to do? Okay, what would you do if you only had 24 hours to address this? What would you do if you only had 24 hours to address this? Okay, now invent a made-up gadget that solves the problem. What does it do? Got a made-up gadget that solves the problem. What does it do? Okay, if you had unlimited funding, how would you approach this? Unlimited funding. Okay, what's something a 5-year-old would suggest? Make it playful. What would a 5-year-old suggest about this challenge? Okay, your next idea must involve a celebrity. Who is it and what do they do? Only 3 more prompts. What's the most ridiculous or absurd solution imaginable?
Can you repeat that one?
Yeah, what's the most ridiculous or absurd solution imaginable? Okay, what's a storybook solution? I don't know, fantasy or romance genre, crime solution. Who knows? What's a storybook solution? Okay, last one. What's one small action you could take every day about this challenge? It's one small action you could take every day about this challenge. Okay, go ahead and stop. All right, take a look at what you wrote. Did anybody surprise yourself with anything you came up with? Yeah, some people are nodding. Good, good. Okay, anybody notice you when you stopped trying to get it right or come up with the right answer, you had more ideas, it just kind of like started flowing? Yeah, good. So somebody share, what are some of your best ideas? I don't even mean best like you're gonna do them, like best like that was fun. Could be best like you're gonna do it. Yeah, go ahead, Gary.
So I'll just go in order here. So the wildest uh is to the what I would do is I would free people from prisons, from jails, right?
Yeah,
Unless you're a mass murder, like
I get
no
it. No, that's all
heinous
right. We're
acts,
just looking at whatever. Yeah.
right? I would tell number two, I would tell my friends to forget about the how. The how is none of your business. Number
Very good.
three, I would spend 23 hours imagining how it was going to go. And then number four, and I mean like deep
I
imagination.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
four, I would have a magic wand. I love wands. And I would disappear opinions, traditions, and funnels.
Mm,
Uh,
good.
number five, unlimited funding. I would buy 40 acres of land, and me and Dawn Norton would build a wellness center on it.
All right, come
That
on.
also gets into soul work, right, Dawn?
That's great.
Number six, 5-year-old, have fun, be nice, and please share. Number seven, celebrity Vanessa Williams. I just want you to be here so we can look at you. Uh,
That's
most
great.
observed, most absurd, I would hire a bus driver and I would just go around town with a bullhorn, just
That's
telling
awesome.
everybody love and liberation is here. And then my storybook, on my big global platform, I would have Jesus and Buddha come out and join me on the stage.
Right on. Yes.
And then one small action that I could take every day is to have enrollment conversations, not funnels, not posts, but be on the phone with people having real conversations.
Great. Totally get
That's
that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. That's awesome, Carrie. Good. Anybody else? You don't have to read all of them like Carrie did. Just what are some of the ones that were the most fun for you or creative or kind of took you back?
I'll share one.
Yeah.
One for me, like I'm typically a I can do it all myself person, and one of the outlandish ideas was actually enrolling other people into the project and impacting their lives as well as my own. Like make it a group effort, then it eases me and contributes to other people's lives as well.
Awesome. Great. Very good, Angie. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. How about somebody else? Or it could be maybe it's not an idea. What happened for you as you did that?
I'll share my ridiculous, absurd.
Yeah.
solution because after I wrote it, I crossed it out.
It was just too ridiculous.
As a premise, I voted for this person, so don't be triggered by what I say. But I was
I
like,
understand. Yes.
get the current president of the United States to say how great and terrific and wonderful and awesome and everything that it was because he's so polarizing, so everybody would look at it, whether they liked him or not.
Oh, that's great. I get it. Yes, I get it. Yes. Good. All right. So now nothing changed in the last whatever 5 minutes that it's been. Okay. Your circumstances didn't suddenly change, but suddenly you have all these new ideas, even if they're bad ideas, even if they're ridiculous, even if you don't take advantage of them. Okay. We could have gone on, we could have done that for an hour. I could have given you a different prompt every 30 seconds. You wouldn't run out of stuff as long as, you just keep generating. Okay. That's tapping into your infinite creative ability. All right. And it's that your own ability to create in the moment is an access for joy. Okay. When you loose yourself of the constraints of our own thinking mind, and remember, no, we're creative beings. Okay. And that's not something that you earned. It's not something that you turn on. It's something that's already there all the time. That when you just tap into your infinite creative ability, scarcity tends to loosen its grip. And it's another foundational access to fostering and cultivating joy in your life. Okay. All right. So now, the next one we talk about. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share. Am I already sharing my screen? No, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. The next piece of that definition was when we fully embrace reality. Okay. Joy arises when we fully embrace reality, or at least has the opportunity to. Okay. And that word arises really matters because joy is not something that we force. It's not a reward for getting life perfect. It naturally becomes more available in this instance, right? We've already got raw, unfiltered expression. We've got our infinite creative abilities. The more you tap into those, but it also naturally arises when we stop fighting reality. Okay. A huge amount of suffering comes from arguing with reality. We're all really good at that. Okay. This shouldn't be happening. This person should be different. I should be further along. My body should look different, right? My husband should do this. The politics of the country should look different. The funding for this project should be better. This shouldn't take so long, etc., 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 etc. Okay. Not embracing reality does not mean, sorry, now is what I meant to say, not. Now, embracing reality does not mean liking everything. It doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean resignation. It means dealing with what's actually happening in reality instead of fighting the fact that it's here. So we're going to play with that. Okay? So think of an area in life where you have an argument with reality. Now, how would you know you have an argument with reality? You'll know because it's some version of this shouldn't be this way, or this should be somehow different, or this shouldn't be happening. And I want you to write that sentence down exactly like that with the should or the shouldn't, right? I shouldn't have gained weight. I should be getting paid more. I shouldn't have to work so hard. Whatever yours is, write it down. Quite impressed, Brianna, with your walking and writing at the same time. That takes some skill. Okay, it looks like a few people are still writing. All right, so now a lot of suffering and lack of progress, and certainly no opportunity for joy to arise, is all lives in that should. When we're arguing with that should, okay, that's called arguing with reality, right? It should be some way, but it's not. Well, all right, well, who cares? You got to deal with how it is. So now, all I want you to do is strip away the should, rewrite that sentence using only the observable facts. So no drama, no judgment, just facts. Like I shouldn't have gained weight becomes I weigh X number of pounds. I should be getting paid more becomes I get paid X number of dollars. I shouldn't have to work so hard becomes I work X number of hours with X amount of perceived effort. Okay, then you can just look straight at that and say, well, given this is reality, what can I do about that? What's actually available if I'm dealing with reality? Not what should be available, not what you wish were available, but what actually is available when you aren't resisting reality and you're dancing with reality. I mean, maybe I could go for a walk if you're dealing with weight, right? I could ask for help if you have something that shouldn't be some way. I could have the conversation. I could ask for a raise. I could get started. That's the shift. It's a simple shift. When you stop arguing with reality and start responding to reality in a dance with reality, you suddenly have new openings to act on what actually matters to you and what's important to you rather than being stuck. So, simple exercise, but what opened up for anybody with that? What changed when you stopped fighting reality and just dealt with the observable facts?
What I noticed is I entered into that question thinking, I don't argue with reality. And I thought about when the first time you told me that. I remember it was profound. It was 2012. You were like, you're arguing with reality, so you're going to suffer. I'll never forget that.
That's good. I
And
don't remember saying that, but
you did. And
good.
we were in Denver, I remember. But it because it was that profound. And yet I I thought I wasn't doing that, and I find I am with my adult children.
Mm,
There's
yeah,
like areas, and here was the biggest discovery around that. I I found I think I'm supposed to be doing that. I'm their mother. They should be listening to me.
totally.
Uh,
And they
Yes. It's a
should
good
be
one.
doing everything I taught them to do. And I was like, oh
Yes.
my gosh, that's there. So
Yes.
that was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe they should, right? But
Maybe they should,
who
right?
cares?
But
They're
when I
not.
took the should out, it was so funny because it was like my children be making great decisions.
Isn't that great? That's awesome.
Yes.
Yes. That's very good. Right on, Carrie. Excellent. Good. Kathleen, did you have something to say? I saw you came off mute. No? Okay. All
I
right, good. Anybody else? Yeah,
Actions.
Cindy.
Working with that, it's going to have me take different actions.
Hmm. Yeah, it will. And you can take
Yep.
actions that actually make a difference
Right.
rather than the actions when we're fighting with reality. Yes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good, Cindy. Good. All right, now.
Wait, Wes, Kathy put something in the chat and I
Oh,
can't
missed it.
see it all, but I love the way it
Oh,
says
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
could not have happened any other way because it didn't.
That's right.
Yeah, like, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't.
uh,
It
didn't,
didn't.
it didn't.
Yeah.
Because I guess maybe I've shared this, but because this shouldn't thing is something I've discovered that loops in my head. I shouldn't have done that. It's a really
Totally.
self-judgment, right? It's constantly
Yes.
critical. The minute something happens, I'm criticizing. If I said it the right way, should have it come off Zoom? Why did I unmute? My head is running in this all the time,
Yes, I
you
get
know?
it. Real time,
So
real time example. Yes.
crazy. It's just crazy because
Yeah.
it stops you. It takes away from the creative time, all those things. It's not serving me.
Yeah.
And I just realized the minute, and I think maybe I got this on a landmark, I'm not sure, but the minute, or a book, I can't remember, but the minute something happens, it's gone.
Right.
It really couldn't have happened any other way than it did. You can't change what you said even 10 seconds ago. And you're not who you were 10 seconds ago either. This
Yes.
is how fast you are changing. And
Yes.
so let go, move. And remember,
Totally.
it couldn't have happened any other way. And you're not there anymore. Keep going.
That's right.
And
Yes.
I have to really, I'm not really great at it yet, but this is a big lesson of my life that I'm really trying to apply in the here and now for sure. So this
Good.
is great timing, Wes. So thank you so much.
Good. Yeah. Well, two things about what you're saying. I mean, first, I think you're just speaking to the human condition. I so appreciate the on the court nature of it. Like right there when you took it off Zoom, I shouldn't have come off Zoom. I should have, right? It's just all the time, right there, human beings. I think we all like to think we're so above shoulding. I don't know. Maybe we don't all think that, right? But I don't do that in my life. I deal with reality. Okay. But it's so automatic. Okay. And part of what I talked about is practices to cultivate joy. And what you're speaking to, Kathleen, is really the practice of it. Because we do a million times a day have the opportunity to practice. Oh, I just did that again. Okay, no, I'm going to deal with reality. Oh, wait, there it was again. Okay, no, I'm going to deal with reality. I got it shouldn't be that way, but how is it? Yeah, good. Okay, now, I'm not saying obviously when you deal with reality, you are automatically joyful. Okay, what I'm saying is joy doesn't have a shot when we become consumed with resisting reality. And interestingly, when we deal with reality, difficulty also doesn't exclude joy. You can probably look back on some moments in your life where there were really challenging things happening, but there's also joy present. Some of the most alive moments in human life are not easy moments. I mean, I've never given birth, but my understanding is that's a pretty painful experience and also very joyful, right? You can have those things together, right? That's one of the myths too, is that you can't, life has to be perfect to have joy. All right, so when dealing with reality, difficulty doesn't exclude joy, and some of the most some of the most alive moments in our reality are those that are challenging. They're real moments, messy moments, vulnerable moments, but joy and difficulty are not enemies. When embracing reality, they can coincide with one another. So today, this morning, what we did here is we explored this definition of joy here. That joy is the raw, unfiltered expression of our infinite creative ability arising when we fully embrace reality. So, those are three conditions ultimately you can cultivate to expand the opportunity for joy to arise in your life. And my promise to you is that if you really do practice cultivating this, like, okay, well, where am I filtering myself? Where am I suppressing my own expression? Or where do I think these are the only solutions? And I'm not bringing my own infinite creative ability. Where am I resisting reality? Okay, if you bring these to bear and practice these, there'll be more and more of an opening for you to really experience and express joy in your life, and it will naturally arise. I mean, similarly, if you think of the times that are really joyful in your life, most likely what was there was some form of raw, unfiltered expression, your own ability to create. It was a creative moment, and you were dealing with just what was happening in reality. Even if it was just the simplicity of this most gorgeous sunset, and joy just arose because you were right there in the presence of it. Okay, every time you loosen the grip of filtering your own expression, loosen your scarcity mindset, and stop resisting reality, something else can open up. So maybe joy isn't as far away as we might think it is from time to time, or as difficult to cultivate. Maybe we spend much of our lives constricting the very conditions that allow it to naturally appear. So our job is to stop chasing a feeling that we call joy and practice cultivating the conditions that allow joy to naturally rise. Practicing anything we worked on in this morning will continue to expand your own capacity for joy. And I think, by the way, one of the best examples of that really is just what you experienced today when you were dancing like nobody's watching. Because there was not just raw, unfiltered expression, but there was your infinite creative ability Brianna shared, coming up with those dance moves, right? I don't even know what I was doing or whatever. I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care to know how to dance. Just I was creating it on the spot, right? And certainly dealing, not resisting reality. Okay, what we're doing right now is we're dancing. That's what's happening, right? And then we all shared. Okay, that was fun. There was some joy present there, right? So, ta-da! There we go. Okay. Any questions about anything we covered regarding joy this morning?
I just want to say I have never seen so many smiles, including my own, on
Great.
this call. So
Good.
I'm glad we're all joyful.
That's right. Very good.
I just have a
Excellent.
I think,
comment.
oh, I was gonna say, I think it's a great reminder that it's just so simple. Like a 2 minute dance or just a shifting your thought, like looking at reality, but then creating the joyful experience by having some creativity. Like, go have a cup of coffee, go look at the sunshine, go smell a flower, like little
Yes.
things. It just, it's a great reminder to just
Great, Angie.
like embrace a moment.
Yeah. Yeah. What arises from your sharing, Angie, is just that, all those myths that we live in. We don't live in a world that says, hey, go be joyful right now, right? We live in a world that says, go be productive, go be whatever, go blah, 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 blah. And I just got present in your sharing to the opportunity just to be joy makers, to bring joy to the world, to be the demonstration of it. And you don't have to live that way. It's okay to be joyful, even when doing important, productive, challenging things or whatever. It's okay to live a life of joy. Yeah, it's great. Very good. Don, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just going to say, that contrast of where you talked about you don't have to have perfect circumstances to have joy. And when I work with people with stress and trauma, it used to really concern me, like, oh, I got to say the right thing or ask the right question, or, what if I've never dealt with this before, and kind of thing. And the way that I was trained by my trainer was, you got to let go of yourself. You got to get yourself out of the way of the conversation and let the whole thing flow through you. And as I've learned to do that throughout time, there's so many times when I can have just been working with somebody with something really terrible, sitting with them and I get off the phone and I'm just like, yes, because it feels so good to be able to
Yes.
um, be in that moment and then celebrate the passing of that moment.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and I'm present to the opportunity for you to make the difference that you want to make there when you're not resisting the reality or you're not filtering how you are. You're just being right there in that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I used to be like, I'm not doing trauma. I have no interest in helping people with their trauma. And then I was like, well, who else is going to do it?
that's
That's just
great.
dumb. Why would you not do that?
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, anybody's worked with me for a long amount of time. I fashion myself. One of the reasons I'm here on this planet is to bring joy. Anybody that works with me for a long time, you will find, even if we're doing serious stuff, we will be laughing, we'll be having fun, because that's part of what it is to be alive. That's just, I don't know. That's just how that is. All right. So great work engaging with all that and participating in all those exercises this morning. I hope you have at least one thing that you can take into this week, whether it's giving yourself some wild, smiling dance breaks, doing an infinite creative ability blitz, or simply taking the shit out of life and embracing reality. Okay. Now, I lead modules similar to this each month with a different topic and a program called Be Your Best. I mentioned that earlier. So for this month, this coming month in June, um, our topic is unshaken, staying grounded in a chaotic world. Okay, and I invite you to come participate with me. Now, I invite you to come participate free of charge. You don't need to pay anything for this. All right, and there's two options to participate in the Be Your Best series. The first one, the next upcoming opportunity is Monday, June 1st from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Arizona time / Pacific time. Or you could do Tuesday, June 2nd, 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is 3:30 to 5:30 Arizona time or Pacific time. Okay? I'm going to drop a link in the chat. And if you'd like to come join me in that, once again, it's free. There's nothing to pay. You just need to click in it and put your email address, your phone number, and your name. And then boom, I would select which one you want to do, Monday or Tuesday. It'll either say Arizona time or Eastern time. And then you'll be registered for that. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Would love to have you. Part of what's great about Be Your Best too is it's a great community. I mean, I'm sure like this, you get people that are up to something, committed to celebrating life, creating life, so you're with a bunch of people that are on a mission to live an extraordinary life and be their best. It's a really great community.
I'm registered.
Yay! Oh, that's fantastic, Gary. Yay! Good. Excellent. Yeah, it sure did just come through. Fantastic. Good. Okay, good.
Yay, Kathy, you're going? That I don't know why. I felt like first day of kindergarten. It was like, is anybody else going?
That's right. Yay! And Sue's already participating. Sue
Kathy's
will be there too.
going.
I'm
Great.
coming too.
Yay, Angie.
What?
Fantastic. Very good.
My actual business partner? That's cool.
Very good. Awesome. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you all there for
One of
sure.
my goals is there's top two, there's only two, but one of them is have more joy in life.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, how perfect is this, Wes?
Perfect. Good. That's really great. Good.
Yeah.
Good, good, good.
And the fact that my face is sore from all of this smiling means I have not been using these muscles.
I get it. Yes. Yes. It does feel good to smile, doesn't
It
it?
does.
Yeah. Good. Good. Don, I got it about Tuesday. That's when Sue's in. Tuesday. You and Sue will be together with me. It's good. Great people on Tuesday as well. So, and by the way, if you like to say, so I didn't tell you the whole thing, but there's a first session is the Monday or Tuesday. There's a follow-up session the third week of the month. So the first session is 2 hours. The follow-up session is just 1 hour. And if you need to, you can even switch back and forth. If you're like, okay, I can do Tuesday this time, but I want to do Monday the next time, that's fine. Right? It's all the same conversation, just a different community, different time. Okay, and then if you love it, which I hope you do, then you'll stay on with us. $49 a month to continue with Be Your Best, but there's no obligation, whatever. Just come check it out. If you love it, join us. We'd love to have you. I think it's like the most cheapest and easiest opportunity to stay connected to a transformational conversation that makes a difference. Okay,
Inexpensive is not cheap.
What's that?
Inexpensive is not cheap.
Oh, very good. It's inexpensive. I like that. I'm going to change my speaking. Inexpensive. Okay, good. All right. The other thing that I want to invite you to participate in, I didn't mention it much here other than in the very beginning, is that in 3 weeks here in Phoenix, I have an in-person course. Okay. This course is called Explorations of the Soul. So this is my current passion project. All right. This program is about what happens when you bypass your logical, analytical brain and you trust yourself and your own intuition. How do you cultivate a relationship to your own innate connection to the universe? Okay, because we've all got one. This course starts with you are already connected, but there are things in the way like doubt, disbelief, okay, the culture, the things we've been trained, all right? You all have innate abilities that we've been trained out of us. Okay, so this is once again, well, how do you check into that? How do you listen to the universe, your soul, your higher power, your whatever you want to call it? I don't care. Okay, it's how do you dial into that and have it make a difference in the leading of your life. All right, it's very practical. It's very social. We take you out to dinner on Friday, and it's a Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. We take you out to dinner Friday night, social event. Saturday, we take you out to dinner. We take you out to lunches on Saturday, Sunday. We cater on lunches rather. And then it's very exploratory, very exercise-based in nature, very community-based, and very social. Okay? Oh, come on, Don. That's fantastic. All right. So I put the link in the chat for that, as well as that'll come out in the follow-up email. And then finally, even though I talked nothing about this, but if you are looking for a trainer, someone in the domain of health and fitness, and maybe you've started programs, you stopped programs, you have things you consistently deal with your health and fitness that may be bringing a little bit of a mindset, a transformation to that. I mean, yeah, we all know how to work out. We all know we should do it, okay? But then actually having on the court, dealing with the mindset, the way your brain works, what gets in the way of you really fulfilling on the body that you want and the health that you want. That's one of my skills as well, and one of the things I love doing. So I put a link in there. You're welcome to register just for a session with me, not a training session, but a talking session about what you want. We'll talk like this. Talking session about what you want. That's available as well. Okay. Good. Also, I provide one-on-one coaching for business entrepreneurial coaching. I do all kinds of stuff. All right. So you can book through that as well. All right. That's that. Okay. So, Carrie, that's what I got. What now?
It's so funny because I'm over here putting something in the chat. Wes was featured on the cover of a fitness magazine.
This is true. It was. Yes. Yes.
So does anyone have any questions or comments or anything while we have our newest luminary here in the house? Anyone? Anyone want to share what they got from today? Because I feel like today was fantastic.
Good.
Yeah?
Can I share from something previously with Wes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because he might like an update.
Okay.
Years ago, my father was moving here to Arizona and he was an alcoholic. And it was really upsetting and frustrating to have interactions with him. And one day I answered the phone like, hello, was just stressed out. And he said, oh, I'm really, really sorry to bother you. I know you're going to be angry about it. And I was just so convicted in the moment. I called Carrie. I'm like, what do I do? I know I'm reacting, but I don't know what to do about it. She goes, call Wes. So I called Wes. I said, Wes, here's what I'm going through. What do I do? And he's like, well, is there a way you can picture your dad differently? How can you recreate your father? And I could think of zero, nothing, except for one little thing, which was my tender-hearted dad. Because as he's gotten old, when he looks back and talks about the past, he gets tears in his eyes. And that's about the only positive thing I could think of. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is my tender-hearted dad. And every time he would call me, I would be like, oh, it's my tender-hearted dad. Hi, Dad, instead of hello,
Mm,
And that's just how I started operating with him. It didn't make some of the interactions any less
sure.
frustrating, but I just kept saying, there's my tender-hearted dad. Well, over
Mm,
time, he quit drinking and he's been sober for a couple of years now, and he's way more pleasant to deal with. He's still himself, but
yeah.
I really feel like I'm not taking responsibility for that, but I feel like I created a space that
Yes.
allowed him to step into it.
Yes.
And it was his choice whether to do that or not, and he apparently chose to. So Wes is a great person to work with.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Don.
Yeah. There's
Congratulations.
nobody like Wes.
Our
Yeah.
And
listening. Oh, good.
well, I was just going to say, I know Amaya did your program, so I'm looking forward to being involved because when Amaya endorses something, it's the real deal.
Great.
She
Thank
does
you.
not give it lightly. So those of you that jumped in, or if you were hesitating for some reason, no, that's more of all of that Wes removed us from in this hour, just trying to creep back. A lot of times, our old selves just kind of die hard, right? So step into something new for yourself. It's still early in the year, and everything that you want to impact this year is going to happen when we have a lot more joy,
That's
right? And a
great.
lot more movement. Before we say goodbye, I want to
Oh,
ask, okay, Wes, go
yeah.
ahead.
Sorry, just one thing. Just for those of you that registered for Be Your Best, you'll get a confirmation email. Make sure you put it in your calendar though, because we won't send you a calendar invite or anything, but you will get a 24-hour reminder and a 10-minute reminder via text and email. But make sure you put it in your calendar though so you don't miss it.
Okay, everybody got that? Great. And when I send out the replay, Wes, I'll be sure and include the link for those of you who viewed on the live stream. I'll be dropping the link in the comments under the video. And Wes, I just want to say thank you and ask you, will you come back maybe in a few months and be with us again? I would love to have you back. So
Sure,
I'm
I'd
putting you
love
on the
to.
spot in front of God and everybody.
Yeah, I'd
Thank
love to.
you.
It'd be a blast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And can we just drop a heart, like something just to show our appreciation for Wes here with us today? Thank you so
Feedback.
much. And then
Wow, that was explosive, that one. That was
right,
great.
wasn't it? Beautiful. And
Yeah.
then I don't want to leave without saying, Cindy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cindy.
Your
Yay.
birthday. Thanks for being here. I can't think of a better
Thank
way
you.
to kick it off with joy. Yeah?
That's right. What a great way to
Yeah.
start your birthday. Joyful birthday. That's awesome.
Thank
Yay.
you.
So everybody, this has been Mindset Monday. Thank you for being here. This is your week starting out. So have a wonderful week. And remember, inside of our Facebook group and inside of our community group, you can share more. And if you need someone, if the week proves to be challenging this week, reach out. Don't isolate yourself. Don't be alone. Reach out. That's why we're here for you, right? We're bridging opportunities and sharing successes. Wes, any final words as we go out?
Thanks for the opportunity. It's great to be with you this morning.
All right. Likewise. Bye,
Thank you, Wes.
everyone.
Thanks, Carrie. Nice to see you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Wes.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Wes.